Hello and welcome to PCI's DEM Editing Best Practices video guides. In this chapter we're going to go over best practices for DEM editing of on-ramps and overpass surrounds. Our main objectives in this video include how to approach an on-ramp and how to clean up the surrounding area of an overpass. So we're going to continue with the project where we left off in the last chapter. We already have an edited overpass area, and we wish to just improve this on-ramp, or fix this on-ramp, and then clean up the surrounding area. So, like before, we're just going to give ourselves a little bit more canvas space here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to approach this on-ramp. So we have, as you can see, we're going to do the same thing that we did in the last chapter. We're going to break it down into different segments. So we have an intact segment up here, which is where the on-ramp connects. We have a broken segment here, and then the mostly intact segment down here. So we can start off by trying to fix up this area here. So we're just going to draw, once again, a polygon that mostly outlines the area up until where the on-ramp begins to break down. Okay, we can draw our one-to-one window around this area. And then we can use this to just further improve our polygon. So we're going to take our redraw tool and we're just going to update it. Just improve this. And then really what we're going to try to do here is we just want to do the same thing with before. We just want to get a better overall idea as to the location of our edges. So if we were to flicker back and forth here, we can see that we have some messiness along our edges. So we just want to improve that part overall. So we can then take this, and we're just going to do a median filter, and we're going to choose a relatively large size that we can apply. So now that we've smoothened this area out, we can then regenerate our ortho. And we're not necessarily getting a better or more accurate view, but we're not getting the squiggly lines. We're getting a better idea as to the location of our edges of the on-ramp. Before we draw, we want to make sure to undo the edit here, and now we can draw along the edge of our on-ramp. So overall, we're pretty happy with the way this looks. So we're just going to take a peek to see our vertices. And just make sure that we have good edges here. Okay, overall I'm pretty happy with this. So we can now take this and we can reapply our road median filter, but we can take a smaller size. I'm going to choose apply. Okay, we can regenerate. We can just see how our overall accuracy is. So you can see it's quite accurate here. We don't get that effect along the edge anymore. Okay. So the next thing we're going to need to do is we can just, once again, we're going to redraw our one-to-one window over this other segment. So we're going to want to fix the area up here. So we can draw our polygon. We're going to just draw into this other one that's already been edited as our general layout, and then we can use this to just further improve it. So at this point too, we just want to make sure that we're getting a bit of a buffer to the area of the on-ramp. Then we can go in so we have a nice smooth area here. The other part in between we'll clean up when we clean up the surrounds. So we can take this, and we're just going to use our road median filter again. We're going to set a size to 25. click apply. Just going to So now that we've updated our ortho of the area, we can undo the edits that we made to here, and we can update our polygon so that more accurately follows the edge of the on-ramp. So now that we have this, and as I said before, we'll worry about the part in the center afterwards. That's when we clean up the surround areas. So we can now take this, we're going to reapply our median filter and set a small one again. Just going to give it so it's a little bit smoother. So you can see the on-ramp as happens sometimes as it starts to go up and then it goes back down again. So we can then regenerate our ortho preview. We can take a look and we can see that overall it's quite stable. Obviously anything with a little bit of elevation is going to move up and down. Or a little bit of height rather. Okay, so now that we have that fixed, the last part that we're going to do is we want to connect this area to this area to replace or repair the broken segment. And for this we're going to use a different operation, which is the opposite ends fill. And here we're going to just draw a new polygon. It goes from this end to the other end here. Now this edge is already pretty clean, so we can just modify it slightly. We can probably skip a step as required before. Okay, so now that we have that drawn, we want to make sure once again that we're on a good part of our edge here. So you can see that we might have an issue, so we might need to increase this a little bit farther past so that we get all of that edge. So we're going to interpolate from here to here. Okay, so we're going to do opposite ends, and we'll just do a smaller fill. And we can go apply with overwrite. Okay, so that should create a nice blend in between the two. So we can regenerate this. We can see that overall our area is quite accurate. So if we look at our overall region, we've now fixed this on-ramp here. And now we can worry about the surrounding area. So we can actually use this, I'll just make this a little bit bigger. We can use the polygons that we created earlier as exclusions for cleaning up the surrounding area. So one thing we can do, the first thing is if we just want, we can go around here. We can just do the general terrain filter. So we can do a terrain filter flat, set a gradient or set a pixel size. You want to do just regular apply. So when you just do a regular apply, it's not going to affect or make any changes to your on-ramp. But that's great now that we have that, but now we want to just fix up the area more closely along here. So to clean up the surrounds as close as possible to the overpass, we can draw a polygon with a lot of vertices along the edge. Jump over. Do another one. So we have that there. What we're going to choose an option to interpolate. So we're going to fill from vertices. So we can just go apply. Make sure we choose the right polygon. Oops, the problem is that we have this big one there still. So we delete that polygon and go apply. And now it's cleaning up the area around it. We can do the same thing to this one over here. So and then the same thing, we can just go fill from vertices. So now then when we look at our DEM, we go above. So we close this. Just take a look at our final product. You can see that we have our nice on-ramp and our smooth bridge.